This mansion is where Michael Jackson lived and passed away in 2009. Just a short distance away is the home of another music mogul, American rapper Sean Diddy Combs. He is currently in jail, facing serious charges related to sex trafficking and racketeering. Days after Diddy's arrest, a conspiracy theory has emerged online suggesting there is a secret underground tunnel at his mansion that connects to Michael Jackson's home. According to one version of the story, a neighbor sent an anonymous tip to federal officers about unusual activity at Diddy's house. When the agents arrived, Diddy's team reportedly prevented them from entering. Despite this, the agents decided to search Diddy's newly renovated bedroom. When they moved the bed, they allegedly found a tunnel hidden under a rug and discovered children's clothes inside the passage.
You're not going to believe this, but there is, in fact, a Diddy and Michael Jackson connection.
The relationship between Sean Diddy Combs and Michael Jackson is not very well documented. They were seen together at the 2003 VMA party hosted by Diddy, but there's no indication of a close friendship.
Mr. Michael Jackson is here to see him. I chit-chat, and so right there he has his arm, bring that up so they can see his arm around me, but then you don't see the shot of him whispering in my ear. Right after the shot was taken, he whispers in my ear, he says, "Where's Beyonce?"
Really?
In a later interview, Diddy expressed his admiration for Michael and a desire to collaborate, but their schedules never matched.
What if I told you that one of the biggest names in music is at the center of an FBI investigation so shocking it's making global headlines? That's right. In a dramatic turn of events, a recent FBI raid on Diddy's properties has uncovered hidden underground tunnels allegedly tied to illegal trafficking operations. The findings have sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond, raising troubling questions about what really went on during Diddy's infamous parties. This story isn't just about luxury and excess. It's about a hidden world of manipulation, exploitation, and secrecy. From reports of these tunnels being used to shield illegal activities to allegations implicating other high-profile celebrities, this investigation is unearthing a dark underbelly of the entertainment industry. The FBI has seized evidence that could change everything: firearms, videos, and more, with implications that might even extend to figures you wouldn't expect. In today's video, we'll break down the FBI's shocking findings, explore what these tunnels were allegedly used for, and unpack the testimonies of survivors who are finally speaking out. What exactly did the FBI uncover? How are these revelations connected to trafficking? Stay with us as we dive deep into this explosive case that could reshape Hollywood as we know it.
Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami mansions raided by SWAT teams. His sons, Justin and King, in handcuffs in their own yard. Homeland Security tells ET the bi-coastal operation is part of an ongoing investigation.
More money, more problems.
We don't know if the embattled music mogul was home during either raid. Meanwhile, a police presence swarming his high-end Beverly Hills neighborhood. Officers going room to room, carrying zip ties and serious firepower. In the driveway, law enforcement vehicles parking next to, we assume, Diddy's luxury cars. Then, of course, his two sons, 30-year-old Justin and 25-year-old King. At one point, they seemed to be sharing a laugh, and while their lawsuit settled a day later, Diddy was soon hit with 3 more, all of them involving sex-related allegations. In the wake of settling his Cassie lawsuit, his attorneys confirmed to ET it's in no way an admission of wrongdoing.
The explosive FBI raid. Hidden tunnels uncovered. The FBI's recent raid on Diddy's properties has sent shockwaves across the world, with findings that hint at a dark and sinister underbelly behind the music mogul's public persona. Conducted under an airtight veil of secrecy, the operation led to the discovery of a sprawling network of underground tunnels beneath one of Diddy's most luxurious estates. Investigators believe these tunnels played a critical role in covert operations linked to trafficking, potentially serving as passageways to shield illegal activities from detection.
kidnapping and prostitution, as Diddy faces a new wave of over 120 new sexual assault allegations. This affair has also been accompanied by a flood of misinformation on social media, including Justin Bieber, who is at the heart of many speculations and conspiracy theories as to what happened at the beginning of his career when P. Diddy acted as Bieber's mentor and helped launch the pop star's career at the age of 15. Going viral on TikTok, Instagram, X, YouTube, you name it. This song that users say was released by Justin Bieber back in April and that has now resurfaced following P. Diddy's arrest in September. Here, viewed over 7 million times on this post on TikTok alone, but seen millions of times across all over the social media platforms. Let's take a short listen to this song that may sound like Justin Bieber. You can hear the lyrics of the song. Let's take a listen. So as you can see, the lyrics of the song allegedly include "Lost myself at a Diddy party," where the song appears to make reference to allegations of sexual abuse and other misconduct at the P. Diddy residence.
Is there any way then to prove the veracity of the song, Catalina?
Well, a song that sounds like Justin Bieber, but the song is likely fake. Firstly, there's no concrete evidence to prove the existence of this song, including no official confirmation from credible sources or news outlets. This song does not even appear on Justin Bieber's official catalog of music on his website. We put the song through an AI detection tool that determined that this song is actually likely to be AI generated. Additionally, for example, on this video that we just saw circulating on X, we found anomalies on the people's faces in the clip. You could see anomalies in the eyes, anomalies in the faces that don't even seem human, as well as what is allegedly P. Diddy's face. You can see anomalies in his thumb and his mouth. So all indications that this audio and video, of course.
The scale of the raid was unprecedented, involving dozens of federal agents and forensic experts combing through Diddy's properties. Reports suggest that the tunnels were hidden beneath seemingly ordinary structures, blending seamlessly into the estate's design to avoid suspicion. Questions about how long these tunnels have existed and who else knew about their purpose are now at the forefront of the investigation. Authorities have remained tight-lipped about the full scope of what they uncovered, but leaks hint at links to a potential trafficking network. These revelations could fundamentally shift the narrative around Diddy and his associates, challenging the image of glitz and glamour he's cultivated for decades. The discovery of these tunnels raises troubling questions about how wealth and influence can enable the concealment of criminal activities.
Disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, once known for his lavish lifestyle and living large in his multi-million-dollar mansions, has a new home as he awaits trial in his federal sex trafficking case. Last week, the Bad Boy founder's defense team unsuccessfully fought to keep the music producer out of federal jail after his arrest. Now his new digs once housed other high-profile inmates, including R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Diddy is currently housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a stark difference from the glitz, glamour, and wealth in Hollywood and Star Island in Miami Beach, Florida. But MDC Brooklyn has been described as hell on earth, with horrifying conditions. The facility, which now houses Diddy, opened in the early 90s and is the only federal jail in New York City after the Bureau of Prisons closed its Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2021 after many issues came to light in the wake of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide just 2 years earlier.
If Sean Combs is focusing on things he cannot control, he will have a miserable experience. When he can call home, when he can visit, the living conditions, exercising maybe an hour a day, showering a few hours a week, if he fixates on that, it is going to be miserable, and every day will feel like a year. On the other hand, if he can learn from those who have come before him and master the experience. My business partner served 26 consecutive years for a nonviolent crime, including 8 years in the penitentiary. He never complained. He focused on his family, trying to prove worthy of the love and support of his family. If he can do that, the experience, it won't be easy. I'm not insane. It will be more bearable. The choice is up to him.
And as far as we know right now, he has been kept in solitary confinement, or the SHU right now, and he's been on suicide watch. How different is that experience from being in the general population?
It's much harder. If you like to be around people, you like communication, if you're an extrovert, and then suddenly you were isolated 23 hours a day on total lockdown. I'm not spinning that it's difficult. It will test the strongest mind, but he has to understand others have gone through it and emerged successfully. And what he and his lawyers have to understand is they have like a messaging problem.
What exactly did the FBI uncover in their sweeping raid? Could these tunnels be the missing link that ties together years of allegations and suspicions surrounding Diddy's parties and connections? As investigators work to piece together the evidence, the public watches in stunned anticipation, eager for answers and justice. The infamous tunnels. What were they used for? As details surrounding the tunnels uncovered during the FBI raid emerge, their purpose has become the subject of intense speculation. Allegedly concealed beneath Diddy's sprawling estate, these tunnels are thought to have been integral to the activities conducted during his infamous freak-off parties. Attendees, including high-profile figures, are said to have used the passages to move discreetly, raising chilling questions about what else they facilitated.
They continue to say things that do not get them closer to what they want, which is bond. It's led to indictments. And if he can begin to introspect and kind of reverse engineer some of his choices and recognize it is my decisions alone that have led me here. And if I can communicate differently moving forward, maybe the ultimate sentence, even if convicted, could be better, perhaps could lead to bond eventually. But it can be very difficult in segregation, and his lawyers have to stop blaming and excusing and talking about how difficult the experience is, because here's what a judge is going to say. If you were so concerned about what these filthy living conditions would be like in a detention center, if you were so concerned about your safety, you wouldn't have obstructed justice. You would not have, according to the government, created victims over a sustained period of time. Until he changes his message, more problems are going to follow.
And Diddy allegedly has been accused of using different drugs in the past. Even prosecutors have said on the night he was arrested that there was allegedly pink cocaine in his hotel room.
There's no question. People who know they're going to prison who have been on medications, either illegal or illegal, it would be wise to understand the Bureau of Prisons might not prescribe you what you like. And if you're taking illegal drugs, unless you're engaging in the prison hustle, you're not going to get it. It would be easier to get the drugs and engage in the prison hustle in general population, but not when you're on lockdown for 23 hours a day. So certainly it is a brutal adjustment if you are on no drugs, but certainly if you are withdrawing, isolated 23 hours a day without getting things that you can get the snap of a finger, it makes the decision or the process that much harder, which is why I can assure you, based on what happened with Epstein, the high profile nature of the failures of this prison in the past, including some judges not even sending prisoners there because they were so concerned about their safety, you can expect staff is watching him, not 22, 23, 24 hours a day. They do not want more problems.
And this is a man going from private chefs and food from across the world to a set menu just like any other detainee or inmate.
Eyewitness accounts suggest that these tunnels served more than just convenience. They were likely part of a well-organized system to obscure illegal and exploitative activities. Testimonies have surfaced linking the tunnels to the trafficking of individuals, including vulnerable minors. Investigators believe the underground network allowed perpetrators to evade detection, moving victims and evidence away from prying eyes and law enforcement. Forensic evidence collected from the raid indicates that these tunnels were equipped with hidden exits and surveillance systems, hinting at a calculated effort to maintain secrecy. Witness accounts describe being ushered through these spaces, adding a layer of credibility to the mounting allegations. The tunnels, now under intense scrutiny, could provide crucial physical evidence that ties Diddy's activities to a broader network of exploitation. How could these tunnels remain hidden for so long, and why were they created in the first place? Were they a product of paranoia, luxury, or a deliberate attempt to conceal a sinister operation? The tunnels represent a chilling symbol of how power and resources can create physical and metaphorical walls that hinder justice. Their existence may hold the key to uncovering a much larger, darker conspiracy. Diddy's freak-off parties, a darker truth. Diddy's freak-off parties have been shrouded in mystery and scandal for years. Initially dismissed as lavish gatherings for the elite, these events are now under scrutiny for their alleged connections to trafficking and abuse. The FBI's recent discoveries have cast these parties in an entirely new light, suggesting they may have been more than just exclusive entertainment, possibly serving as hubs for exploitation and illegal activities. Survivors and witnesses describe these parties as environments where coercion and manipulation were rampant. Attendees were reportedly pressured into participating in degrading acts, often under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Several testimonies point to individuals being exploited against their will, with some alleging they were trafficked through the very tunnels uncovered during the FBI raid.
Sometimes without their knowledge. Diddy also allegedly forced victims to carry illegal firearms, often through coercion and the assistance of his associates working for the Combs enterprise. Not only would these associates help suppress the victims, but they also arranged the freak-offs by booking hotel rooms and stocking the rooms with required freak-off necessities like baby oil or personal lubricant. These associates would also procure sex workers and IVs that were given to both Combs and the victims after these freak-off sessions to help them recover from the physical exertion and drug use. As part of all this, Diddy and his associates transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and international. Diddy is also accused of transporting survivor Jane Doe across state lines when he flew her from Michigan to New York in 2003. Jane Doe filed civil suit against Diddy in fall 2023, alleging that 20 years prior, he raped her when she was only 17. According to Jane Doe's suit, she met one of Diddy's associates in Michigan and was flown on Diddy's private jet to his studio in New York. Jane Doe also provided pictures of her with Diddy in the studio, bolstering her accusations. Once there, Diddy allegedly drugged Jane Doe and forced her to drink alcohol. After that, he allegedly raped her before sending her back to the Midwest. It's a similar story from Liza Gardner, who also filed civil suit last fall. She alleges Diddy also raped her in New York, but way back in 1990. Gardner's lawsuit alleges she and a friend met Diddy at a party, and then at an after party, he gave her alcohol. He then allegedly raped her before another man also raped her. During all this, both men allegedly also raped Gardner's friend. A couple days later, Combs came to the home where Liza Gardner and her friend were staying. He was irate and began assaulting and choking Liza Gardner to the point that she passed out.
What makes these allegations particularly alarming is the involvement of high-profile attendees. The presence of influential figures from Hollywood, politics, and the music industry suggests a troubling culture of complicity. Did these individuals know about the darker aspects of these gatherings, or were they unwitting participants? The evidence collected so far points to a pattern of systemic abuse, shielded by layers of secrecy and NDAs. What role did these infamous gatherings play in the alleged trafficking operations? And how did such events operate under the radar for so long, even as rumors swirled? The answers to these questions may redefine the way the world views Diddy and the powerful circles he moved in. Key evidence found: firearms, videos, and more. The FBI's raid on Diddy's properties yielded more than just the discovery of hidden tunnels. Among the items seized were firearms, explicit videos, and various documents that could prove pivotal in the ongoing investigation. Each piece of evidence adds a layer of complexity to the case, shedding light on activities that may have remained hidden for years.
Hey, I'm Hallie, and tonight we are learning in just the last few minutes that a federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds. This is Combs in court after prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of sex crimes dating back to 2009. As we're just getting in some new and deeply disturbing details about the allegations against him in what looks like a massive criminal operation, allegedly. At least 50 victims and witnesses so far. And at the center of it, these hours and days-long sex acts known as, in their words, freak-offs that Combs supposedly orchestrated to abuse his victims.
Disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, once known for his lavish lifestyle and living large in his multi-million-dollar mansions, has a new home as he awaits trial in his federal sex trafficking case. Last week, the Bad Boy Founder's defense team unsuccessfully fought to keep the music producer out of federal jail after his arrest. Now his new digs once house other high-profile inmates, including R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Diddy is currently housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a stark difference from the glitz, glamour, and wealth in Hollywood and Star Island in Miami Beach, Florida. But MDC Brooklyn has been described as hell on earth, with horrifying conditions. The facility, which now houses Diddy, opened in the early 90s and is the only federal jail in New York City after the Bureau of Prisons closed its Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2021 after many issues came to light in the wake of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide just 2 years earlier.
The firearms, which reportedly include AR-15s, raise serious concerns about their intended use. While Diddy's security team might argue these were for protection, their presence alongside other incriminating evidence suggests a more sinister purpose. Could they have been used to intimidate victims or ensure compliance during the events in question? Perhaps the most damning discoveries are the explicit videos, which allegedly feature high-profile individuals engaging in illicit activities. Forensic teams are working to verify the authenticity of these recordings, which could implicate celebrities, politicians, and other influential figures. These videos, if genuine, could become critical evidence, revealing a network of complicity that extends far beyond Diddy.
This morning, embattled music mogul Sean Diddy Combs will remain behind bars on charges that include sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, after a second judge overseeing his federal criminal case denied him bond once again.
The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot.
Outside the New York City courthouse, his lawyer defiant.
He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent, and we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
The judge ruling the bail package presented by Combs' lawyer was insufficient, siding with prosecutors who called Combs a threat to society, adding there is no condition that would assure that the rapper would not obstruct justice. A major topic of discussion ahead of the ruling, this troubled 2016 video that shows Combs brutally beating his then-girlfriend, singer Cassie, who prosecutors say was attempting to escape from one of Combs' so-called freak-offs, elaborated coerced sex parties that he often recorded.
Sean Diddy Combs is locked up in a federal jail that has been plagued by harsh conditions and violence. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years. An inmate was stabbed to death in July, and several others have died by suicide. It's these reasons, among others, that Combs' lawyers are fighting to get him out of there. They want him released on bail rather than being kept in jail while he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. Combs is just the latest high-profile defendant to be locked up at MDC Brooklyn. Before him, there were R. Kelly, Elaine Maxwell, and crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried. Maxwell complained about her treatment at the facility, which included round-the-clock checks in the wake of her associate Jeffrey Epstein's jail suicide. A few years ago, a week-long power outage in the dead of winter left detainees in drab, cold conditions. Judges have also raised alarms. They've pressed the Bureau of Prisons for status updates and implored the agency to fix things. One judge even refused to send some defendants to the jail. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's the highest-profile detainee at a place that's been described as hell on earth.
How does this trove of evidence shape the legal case against Diddy and his associates? And what implications does it have for the powerful figures potentially implicated in these recordings? The items seized during the raid could provide the foundation for one of the most explosive trials in recent history, bringing long-hidden truths to light. High-profile figures. Who else is implicated? The fallout from the FBI's discoveries has extended far beyond Diddy himself. Allegations now implicate a range of high-profile figures, from Hollywood A-listers to music industry executives and even political leaders. Speculation is rampant about who may have been involved in or complicit with the activities allegedly orchestrated by Diddy. Names of celebrities reportedly linked to his notorious parties have begun circulating, leading to public outrage and demands for transparency. Investigators are examining whether these individuals were active participants in the alleged exploitation or merely turned a blind eye to what was happening around them. The presence of NDAs and other protective measures has made uncovering the truth a complex and painstaking process. The potential involvement of influential figures raises questions about the systemic abuse of power in the entertainment industry. How many of these individuals used their status to evade scrutiny, and how many were fully aware of the darker realities of Diddy's gatherings? Public calls for accountability have intensified, with many demanding that no one, regardless of their status, should be above the law. Who are the other figures implicated in this scandal, and what role did they play? The answers could reshape the entertainment industry, exposing its deeply entrenched culture of secrecy and exploitation. Judges' bombshell statements, a push for justice. In the wake of the FBI's findings, the presiding judge has taken an unusually proactive stance, emphasizing the need for swift and transparent justice. In courtroom statements that have captured public attention, the judge has called for expedited proceedings to prevent any potential delays or manipulation of the judicial process. The judge's remarks reflect a growing concern about the influence of wealth and celebrity on the legal system. With Diddy's resources and connections, there is a real risk of witness tampering or other forms of obstruction. To counter this, the court has implemented stricter measures, including tighter controls on communication and increased scrutiny of legal maneuvers by Diddy's defense team. These actions send a clear message. The legal system will not allow powerful individuals to evade accountability. The judge's commitment to ensuring a fair and thorough trial has reignited public faith in the justice process, while also placing additional pressure on prosecutors and investigators to deliver results. How are the judge's actions shaping the trajectory of this high-profile case? Could this trial set a precedent for how the legal system handles influential defendants? Witness testimonies. Survivors speak out. Amid the mounting allegations, survivors are stepping forward with testimonies that expose the dark realities of their experiences. These accounts, often harrowing and deeply emotional, provide critical insight into the exploitation that allegedly occurred under Diddy's watch. Many survivors describe being manipulated or coerced into compromising situations, often under the guise of career advancement or exclusive opportunities. Their stories align with the physical evidence uncovered during the FBI raid, adding weight to the allegations. The courage of these individuals in sharing their experiences has not only strengthened the case but also highlighted the systemic abuse of power in the entertainment industry. The impact of these testimonies extends beyond the courtroom. They have sparked widespread public empathy and support for victims of exploitation, shifting the narrative from sensational headlines to the human cost of these crimes. Advocates for survivors hope these accounts will inspire others to come forward and pursue justice. What are survivors revealing about their experiences, and how does it tie to the broader allegations against Diddy? Their voices are a crucial element in holding those responsible accountable and ensuring lasting change. The role of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. For years, NDAs have been a controversial tool in the entertainment industry, often used to shield powerful individuals from scrutiny. In Diddy's case, allegations have surfaced suggesting that these agreements were weaponized to silence victims and witnesses, preventing them from sharing their stories. Survivors claim they were coerced into signing NDAs under duress, with no access to legal counsel or an understanding of their rights. Testimonies from former employees and party attendees allege that NDAs were a standard part of attending Diddy's high-profile events. These documents reportedly went beyond typical confidentiality clauses, effectively barring individuals from reporting criminal behavior or exploitation. Some witnesses have even stated that they were forced to sign NDAs before entering events, with their IDs confiscated to ensure compliance. Were NDAs central to concealing Diddy's alleged crimes? And how might their invalidation impact the broader entertainment industry's reliance on such agreements? This controversy highlights the need for transparency and accountability in an industry long shrouded in secrecy. Public and industry reactions. Outrage and accountability. The public's response to the revelations has been nothing short of explosive. Social media platforms have been flooded with calls for accountability, as fans and activists demand justice for the survivors. The hashtag #IssueJusticeForSurvivors has gained traction, amplifying voices that were once silenced by fear and intimidation. Within Hollywood and the music industry, reactions have been mixed. Some celebrities have publicly denounced the allegations, calling for a thorough investigation and pledging support for the victims. Others have remained conspicuously silent, leading to speculation about their potential involvement or complicity. How are fans, activists, and industry leaders responding to the scandal? And could this case mark a turning point in addressing systemic abuse within the entertainment world? The growing pressure for accountability reflects a societal shift toward supporting survivors and demanding justice, no matter how powerful the accused may be. The broader impact. Will this scandal change Hollywood? The allegations against Diddy and the subsequent investigation have far-reaching implications for Hollywood and the music industry. As the details of the case continue to emerge, it has become a defining moment in the fight against systemic abuse and celebrity privilege. This scandal has highlighted the imbalance of power that allows influential figures to evade accountability. Diddy's case serves as a stark reminder of how wealth and connections can create barriers to justice. If the legal system holds him accountable, It could set a precedent for how similar cases are handled in the future, demonstrating that no one is above the law. Could this case spark lasting changes in how the justice system handles high-profile crimes? And will it encourage other survivors to come forward? The answers to these questions could shape the future of Hollywood, redefining the balance of power and the pursuit of justice in an industry long plagued by exploitation. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you found this video insightful, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on the latest developments. Your support helps us uncover and discuss stories that truly matter. Until next time, take care, stay informed, and let's keep pushing for a better, more accountable world.